describe the rest stop in Ohio. Remember, we stopped in Ohio at a rest stop. Okay, go. What you got?
Clean outside, dirty in the bathroom.
Dirty in the bathroom. What kind of bathroom was it? A wooden bathroom? An outhouse. Anybody ever seen an outhouse before? Yeah, they can get pretty. They're kind of like the porta-johns that you see at the... Yes, bathroom. Now, discuss how Byron is shocked by what he learned at the rest stop in Ohio. Yes? Exactly. Now, why is he shocked about that?
Because he has to stay away for the whole summer, and he can't use it.
Anybody else going to add to that?
He knows that he's going to have to use an outhouse, and he thinks it's really gross because it all builds up, and it's disgusting.
Exactly. What else?
Because they don't have toilets like Michigan.
We don't have toilets like Michigan. But he also thinks it's very gross. Why is it gross? Or what is he afraid of?
The flies.
Yes.
That falls in.
Now, Byron's not worried about him falling in. Huh? Exactly. Yeah, that'd be pretty gross to have to do that all the time. Now, describe what is printed on the inside of Joey's shoe. Go ahead.
A picture of, it's a picture of, I think it's like one boy and two black girls getting teased by the two black boys. Okay, it's a white boy with a girl's hairdo and a smiling dog.
And a smiling dog. What's significant about that? Well, you'll see. Yeah.
Oh.
He's white. Now, the girl's hairdo, does anybody know why he's got a girl's hairdo?
The girl's shoe.
Well, no, not that it's a girl's shoe. It's a little boy with a girl's hairdo, but they have, it's a picture from like old times where it,
Because boys could could have their own like
well, they could. I mean, they could have, but what they used to do a long time ago was boys and girls were dressed the same and they didn't cut their hair. They all looked the same until they were about 7 years old. And this was a long time ago. So basically you could be going around wearing the same clothes with the same hairstyle that a girl would wear until you're about 7. And then you got boy stuff.
Ew. Crazy.
I know. It would be a little weird nowadays, but at that time it wasn't. Explain why the Watsons are amazed by the sight at the Tennessee rest stop. Go ahead.
There's no bathroom.
It's not that there's no bathroom. What's different about it?
Tennessee had mountains, and maybe they were like afraid of mountains because they have never seen mountains.
They've never seen mountains, but what else about it? Anybody else?
There was just a water pump and a picnic table.
But what made it so scary? I think you got it right there. And you know what she said? Exactly. It was really dark, scary outside. There's mountains that they've never seen. Now, if anybody's been to the Midwest, Michigan, it's really flat. So they've grown up, they've never seen mountains before. And it's really, if you've ever been in mountains where it's really dark, you know, and the trees are really close to you, it gets really scary. Generalize why Mama does not want the family to spend the night in Tennessee. Now, why would you think that she wouldn't want them to spend the night in Tennessee?
Because they're in the South now.
They're in the South now? And anybody else want to add to that?
They have segregation.
They have segregation, and why do they not want to stay in because of that? Somebody else want to add anything to that?
So they probably might be bombed, hurt, injured.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the South right now, so it's like the mountains, and it being dark, it's really scary out. So, okay. Anybody else have anything to add to that? Good job, guys. Here you go, that's yours. All right. Now, so we know where we are. Oops. this point. Now, chapter 11. Okay. Anybody want to kind of guess what's going to happen in chapter 11? Who's not read it? Wait.
They might be heading to, or they might get to, yeah, Sam's house.
Okay, so we're thinking that we might get there. The what? Okay, that's a possibility. Okay, what I want everybody to do now is pull out a sheet of paper. And we're going to do kind of like a dialect interpreter while we're reading this. You can just write a line down in the middle of your paper, and then on the left side, as we're reading, write down anything that comes to mind that you see.
Teachers, pardon the interruption, just to let you know those buses that we had late this morning, 0154, 1018, 05116, 05121, and 01178. All 5 of those buses were late this morning. They should be in your rooms by 8:05. They're finishing up in the breakfast area. Again, that's 01178, 05116, 05121, 0154, and 1018. All 5 of those buses, those students should be in your classrooms by 8:05. Also, make sure that all students know 05121 will be a second load all this week, so make sure those students are dismissed in the afternoon at second load. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to start out reading, and I'm going to give you guys a little hint. We're going to be looking for some themes that are going on in this chapter, and I'll go ahead and tell you. We'll start with one is color. Now what I want you to do is while we're reading, on the left side I want you to write down every word that has to do with color as we go along. So if you see one that has to do with color, write it, or if there's anything that goes along with that, just write it down, and then we'll worry about the what I think a little bit later. So and then along with that, anything else you see in there, any words that you don't understand, any ideas that come to mind while you're reading it, just kind of jot those down on the left side, and we'll come back to them later. Now, do we want to read as we go? Do y'all want me to read, or y'all want to read too? Okay. Y'all must like my voice.
A lot.
All right. Okay. If anybody wants to read at some point, just raise your hands. Okay. Bobo Brazil meets the sheep. The next time I woke up, it was just starting to get light, and somehow I was in the front seat and Mama was in the back. When my eyes got used to where they were, I saw Dad holding the steering wheel with one hand and resting the other one on the mirror outside the car. The green lights from the dashboard made his face look puffed up and tired, but he was smiling to himself. I knew what woke me up this time. The Ultraglide was stuck. As we drove, the record was saying, "And don't forget who's take, and don't forget who's take, and don't forget who's take, and don't forget who's take." I started to say something to Dad, but he looked pretty happy, and before I could open my mouth, the record hypnotized me back to sleep. The next time I woke up, it was bright day, and Joey was in the front seat drooling all over me. The Ultraglide was still saying, "Don't forget who's take." Dad must have heard me breathe different, because he looked down at me and said, "Well, well, well, look who's decided to come back to life." "Hi, Dad, are we there yet?" "Oh, no. At 2 Brute?"